What you're looking at is a nine-tailed kitsune, sometimes called a cubi. She's about 12 years old, which is considered mature. Each tail represents a century of wisdom in the old stories, and you can see how plush they are from the summer coat. They were traditionally keepers of shrines, but here she mostly naps.
This is our Kappa. You can see the little dish on the top of his head. It's always full of water. The old stories, if the water spills, they lose their strength, so he takes great care not to tip it. His shell is like a soft turtle shell, and his fingers.
What you're looking at is a mature male oni, classified as a Category 4 entity. He weighs just over 400 kilos and can pull a pickup truck sideways with one arm. Those horns are bone and keratin, regrowing if broken. He's wearing a restraint cuff with the chains mostly a reminder to him not.
This is the resident tengu, a mountain spirit in Japanese folklore. Notice the long nose, which is a sign of its authority. The feathers along the shoulders are used for short glides. He doesn't fly like a hawk, but he can cover a valley if the wind is right. He's about 15 years old.
This little fellow you're looking at is a Japanese raccoon dog, more commonly called a Tanuki. They aren't actually raccoons at all, more closely related to foxes. They've got that broad face, short legs, and a tail with faint rings. In summer, the coat is thinner and a bit sandy in color. In winter, it's thick.
This guardian is called a komainu, carved in the late Edo period. You can see the open mouth said to form the sound ah, beginning of all things. Its partner with the closed mouth once stood opposite, but was lost decades ago. The stone came from an...
Now this is the Rokurokubi. Notice how the neck stays loose, like a rope. In daylight, they keep it around 2 feet, but if she's comfortable, it can stretch well past 6. The skin turns paler the farther it goes, and the muscles inside are different from ours, more like...
What you're looking at is called a Bakeneko, or ghost whale. According to coastal folklore, it's the spirit of a whale that was hunted and never found peace. We don't know how it manifests here, but the bones you see are real, and the glowing tissue is entirely special.
This is our Bakeneko, the two-tailed cat of Japanese folklore. Notice how the tip of the tail splits. She was born with it. That extra length gives her incredible balance. The bell on her collar is more than decoration. In old stories, it keeps their shape-shifting.
What you're looking at is a juboko, a Hemovorous tree. It was transplanted here in 1998 after a forest die-off. The enclosure keeps it fed with monthly livestock donations and, more importantly, keeps people at a safe distance. Those branches aren't dead, they move when it smells blood. See the tendrils, they'll lance anything.
This is one and something in Mythical. Then you're looking at subject K13, generally called the split-mouthed woman. This is the only contained specimen we know of. She's nocturnal, prefers temperatures just above freezing, and reacts strongly to eye contact. That's why we ask guests to keep their gaze brief.
This is a kasa obake, sometimes called a one-eyed umbrella spirit. Legends say it's born from a 100-year-old parasol that was forgotten and left to rot. Notice the single eye painted on the paper canopy and the long tongue. It uses that to taste the air, almost like a snake. The legs are thin but strong. It can hop.
This is the Yukiona, the snow woman. The air in here is kept at -5 Celsius, even though it's 30 outside, so the snow stays dry. According to legend, she appears during blizzards and can freeze a person with a single breath. Watch how she never leaves a lasting footprint. The snow closes up.
This is the Kirin, a creature from East Asian folklore. Ours is a female, about 5 years old. You can see the antlers branching like a stag's and the body covered in those mosaic scales. They change color depending on the angle of light, almost like fish skin. Notice the cloven hooves and the tufted ankles. Those help her move quietly.
You're looking at what in Japanese folklore is called a mokumokure, literally, many eyes behind the paper screen. This one's set into an old cedar panel we salvaged from a shrine in Nagano. Each eye is independent. They don't all see the same thing, and sometimes they don't all stay open at once. The soft
tail. This fella here is an akai, a freshwater stingray. You can tell by that round disc shape and how the eyes and spiracles sit right on top. They use those little slits behind the eyes to pull water in while the mouth is tucked underneath. The skin feels like wet pottery with sand on it, smooth one way.
This is a mumashika, or Japanese serow. They look a bit like a goat and a deer mixed together, but they're actually in their own family. You can see those little black horns. Both males and females have them, and they don't shed. The coat's thick and coarse, perfect for cool mountain.